the one thing to solve 100 things. And a quick update about the $10 million challenge. I'm so excited to share this with you today. I'm about to jump off the balcony and do a cannonball into the pool with the kids. So with that said, let's get started.
I'm more Kevin's deal. I'm more Kevin's deal. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question more Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker.
Hey there, it's your boy Mark Evans, DM. Welcome to another of the Making of a DM podcast show. Beautiful day here in Parkland, Florida. As I'm shooting the show today, I have 160 people coming in from all over the country to hang out tomorrow and then the next day with me and a bunch of great people. It's called the DM Alliance. If you haven't heard about it, that's my fault. You should. I got to tell you more about it. It's absolutely amazing. It's an amazing group of individuals that are taking control of their life and business and getting around amazing human beings and really forging deep relationship capital. Maybe we'll talk about that later today, but I just want to let you guys know how much I appreciate you. Thank you for listening to the show. If you haven't got 5 seconds and went over and give me a 5-star review at the Making of a DM on whatever platform you're listening to, that would mean a lot to me. It lets me know what you're up to, if you're listening, if the show's being impactful. And not only that, it costs you no money to do these things, by the way. It's a great way to spread the word. There's someone right now sitting there, busting their tail, wherever they're at, trying to figure out, like, man, I need some inspiration. I need someone that talks like me, sounds like me, feels like me, like what I'm up to. And maybe it's your friend. You don't even know it. Maybe they're silently trying to become this amazing entrepreneur, and you could make an impression on them by just simply sharing the show. So share the show with someone, depending if you're on. I share shows all the time and podcasts. If something's impactful, I share with my buddies. But be a great way to spread the word of the Making of the DM. So I want to talk to you about a lot of stuff. Like I said, I'm getting prepared. I have my whole team coming in. A lot of people. I mean, if these events are very, sometimes I wonder why I do it, but then when I do it, I realize why I do it. You ever do that where you do something crazy and it's a lot of work and very mentally, financially, it's very heavy lift. It's usually those events are about $150,000 to $200,000 to do. And if you're in the DM Alliance, it doesn't cost you anything to come to that because you're paying a monthly fee, right? So it's a pretty cool thing. And I'm very blessed and honored that all these people are coming and showing up and being present. And what's also cool, probably the biggest thing I enjoy the most is, they're bringing their children. And some of the folks bring them. There's about 40-something kids that will be there that we're going to be teaching them some cool stuff in another room with some teachers, and so they can play, interact, connect. And I could only imagine where I'd be in life if I had that kind of opportunity as a child. So very exciting stuff. And again, if you've ever heard about the Dealmaker Alliance and wondering if it's for you, it's for entrepreneurs, business owners looking to get around good people, connect the dots, and forge deep relationships and earn more money. Obviously, that's the goal: earn more money, make a bigger impact in life. You could always shoot me a message at Mark Evans DM on social media and just put in their podcast DM Alliance, and I'll shoot you over the link. I'm not here to promote and push stuff down your throat. I'm here to give you information and training, but we do have 130 amazing people in that group. It's absolutely amazing, amazing, amazing people. So I'm very, very excited to see them here tomorrow, actually. Last week, I was sharing about the show, quick update on the $1 million to $10 million on the newsletter. I'm going to do it. I had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, actually probably thousands of messages come over to me in regards to doing it and sharing it. It will cost you nothing. And I want to share a little bit of the backstory on this because I do think it's important. If you're brand new to the show or you're not sure what I'm talking about is I've been having this feeling, this urge to share with you guys what I actually do every day. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a business owner. I'm involved in many, many different things. And you got to realize, just disclaimer, I've been doing this game for almost 28 years as you're listening to my voice. So I have a little bit of diversity. I'm not saying do that in the beginning. Don't be diversified in the beginning. Be very focused. But I have amazing team members, people I've forged great relationships with, partners, friends, associates, team members. Like, we have real organizations at this point in the journey for me. And I feel like there's so much clowning around on the internet. And I'll just be super transparent here today, as I always am. I genuinely believe people are starving for connection. Like, genuinely. Like, I'm watching it in real time. Go to a restaurant tonight and sit down and watch people. Their kids have their face in the iPad or iPhone. The parents are probably in their iPhone or iPad as well. And they're at a dinner. They're at a restaurant. This is what they're doing outside of the house. If they're doing that shit outside of the house, I can only imagine what they're doing in the house. If you're listening to my voice and this is you got to stop that shit. It's terrible. It's not serving you or anybody for that matter. Actually, it's fucking you up. It's making you think you're doing something wrong. It's making you think you're not living life the way you should live life. Like, you understand these are called micro clips, short form content, 15-second reels. No one's showing their 15 seconds of bad stuff. They're only showing you the 15 seconds of good stuff. And if you're watching this obsessively, nonstop, you start thinking that all this hard work that you're doing, it's not needed. It's not worth it. It's not going to get you to where you want to go. I want to be richer. I want to get there quicker. I want to do this. I want to do that. I'm not your guy if you think that's how this game works. I'm not. The game I live in is you have to have very clear direction of where you're going. You have to understand what you're really good at and execute every single day relentlessly. No one's getting up around me at my house at 4:30 in the morning when I get up. I get up, I do my things in the morning. And by the way, you don't have to get up at 4:30 to be successful. But I can tell you this. If you're not where you want to be, I'd recommend disrupting your life and getting up early and changing your structure. Because clearly what you're doing, if you're not where you want to be, it's not working, depending how long you've been doing it. So I've never met someone that gets up early, that busts their ass in the morning, does a lot of cool stuff, gets the workout in, gets some reading in, gets some work done before 7 a.m., 8 a.m. And again, I'm not saying you can't be successful if you don't get up early. I'm just saying if you're not where you want to be, we have to change the pattern. We have to disrupt the days. Got to remember, I have an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old, almost 5. And if I got up at 8 o'clock when they're up, like, I'm probably not going to get my workout in. I'm probably not going to get some work done that I need. I'm probably going to feel like I'm behind the 8 ball, etc. Because I go to bed early. You got to remember, I go to bed at like 9. I'm sleeping by 10. Pretty much 7 days a week. Right? Kind of boring over here, huh? That's what I like. So you got to find what you like. More importantly, what serves you to get the results you're seeking. So what I just did is I shared long-form content with you. The micro clip might be like, if you don't get up at 4:30, you're a fucking loser. Right? And that's not the case. What I'm saying is it's not a one-size-fits-all world. We've talked about this many times on the podcast show. It's what size fits for you. And if I asked you right now, I want you to just kind of suspend the things, what you're doing right now. I'm going to ask you a question. What do you want? What do you want? Not what do you think you want. Not what do you think grandma and grandpa or mom and dad or spouse thinks I want. What do you deeply want? Dreams and goals, and what does your ideal day look like? Perfect life, perfect day. What do you want? And I want you to think about this and probably jot this stuff down. If I was you, that's what I would do. Probably, if I'm running, I'd stop and I'd go to my notes section. I'd take notes on my phone for a minute. If you're driving, well, maybe pause it and get back to this when you're kind of sitting in front of the computer or sitting in front of pad and paper. What do you want? And the truth is, most of you listen to my voice don't really know. You don't know. Because you're listening to too many things, too many people. But I will challenge you this, and this will help you. I'll ask you another question in a different way. And I bet you can come up with answers on this. In the season of life you're in and where you want to go, tell me what you don't want. What don't you want? Like, for example, I do not and I will not speak at events every day. I will be at home every night. I don't want to miss my nightly routines with my family. I don't want to miss my morning routines with my family, right? I don't want to, sacrifice my health to make money. I don't want to sacrifice my family to make money. I know what I don't want. Most people know what they don't want way easier than what they do want. And I get it. We're all in discovery mode, right? And that's why being around groups is very important, like the Dealmaker Alliance, is because you need to get in groups that challenge your thinking. A lot of people have stinking thinking. And that's why this newsletter I'm coming out with, $1 to $10 million in 12 months, I'm going to turn $1 million into $10 million. That's the plan over the next 12 months. And obviously we're mid-month already. And I actually have deals I'm already in the pipeline, in motion doing. And if you get on the newsletter, it's free. I have nothing to sell you. I'm going to share with you the mindset of deal making. And if you want to get on that newsletter for free, it's at markevansdm.com/10 million, 10 million. Again, that's markevansdm.com/10 million. Just put your information in there, push submit, and you'll get the first email. And then you'll be on the email once a week that we send out about deals that I'm doing and why I'm not doing certain deals and updates on deals as well. I'm going to share with you the torch method, right? The torch method is very important if you're doing deals. And I share with that inside of the newsletter exactly what that means and why it's important. Because if you don't have a framework of when you're doing these deals, you're going to get caught up sideways and you might do deals that you don't want to do because you think you have to do them, right? And we don't want to do all that, because if you do deals that you don't want, it could affect you drastically on production. And again, it throws you behind the 8 ball. And I've done this. I've messed this up many times where I actually had to create this method. And over time, it's something that's evolved. And what the torch method is it's when I'm looking at a deal, I'm thinking about the time. How much time is this going to involve in me? Right now, time is my most limited resource. How much brain power and time. So like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 would be I have to give a lot of time, all my time, or 1 would be barely, it's just like very small amount. And then I look at my opportunity cost. Does this fit inside of this box for this opportunity cost? Again, my goal with that conversation is if I'm turning 1 million into 10 million, I can't be looking at things that make 1% a month. That just ain't going to do anything for that. It ain't going to get me super close to that 10 million mark, right? Because if I took $1 million and got 1% a month, that's only $10,000. So I'm only going to make a very small amount of money. Let's call it 12% a year. That's 120 grand. Well, I'm trying to make net $9 million. So I'm looking at opportunity cost. So on Torch, on the R, I'm looking at risk tolerance. The risk needs to be a little bit mid to higher and maybe a little bit lower, depending on knowledge, depending on the vertical I'm stepping into. Do I have a partner? Is it strategic? Do they already have momentum? Why am I coming in this? Right? So risk can be reduced inside of these environments with proper understanding of what's going on. So the S in Torch is skill, right? What skill level do I need to be inside of this, right? Is it my high level skill? Is it my knowledge? Is it, what skill set do I need to have to make this successful? And then we have the C, cash flow. Is this a cash flow opportunity? Because sometimes you have to kick cash flow down the road because you're reinvesting in the business to help accomplish a bigger goal in the future. This takes vision. This takes clarity. This takes an execution plan with a team, right? And then also sometimes, all the time, I'm looking at enterprise value. If I work really hard on this and I'm spending a lot of time and energy, is this thing having an enterprise value opportunity, meaning an exit? Can I sell this for 3x, 10x, 14x, 1x? What is it? And if it has a high enterprise value, that's good, right? Because if I'm making $1 million a year and I'm netting $250 a year, but I can get a 10x on this product or service or software or whatever this thing would be, that'd be worth $2.5 million in equity, right? In an enterprise value sell. And I'm looking at real numbers, competitive marketplaces that have real multipliers on it. So again, it's called the EBITDA. We could talk more about that in the future, and I will be talking about it inside the newsletter. So as I'm sitting here, I have many deals I get sent. Real estate deals, short-term transactions, long-term transactions. I have insurance deals I'm looking at. I have agency deals we look at. We have, windshield companies we look at. I mean, everything you can think of, we're looking at weekly. I mean, we have a lot of deal flow going on. And the truth is, inside that newsletter, I'm going to be breaking out things like that. And I'm going to also be sharing with you the deals I'm doing, why I'm doing that, like I said, with the Torch method. And for you, maybe we do a deal together, right? Picture this. You're getting this newsletter. You're seeing how my mind thinks. You're learning a lot for free, high-level knowledge for free. I've invested millions of dollars. I've lost millions of dollars, and I've earned many millions of dollars. And I'm going to share this with you for free just by simply signing up, right? You or your buddies. And that's at markevansdm.com/10 million, 10 million. And if you have friends that are entrepreneurs or business owners, you have to share this with them. Because what I could do is I could train them on my thinking process of what makes a deal and not a deal and all these things. And I think based off of what I believe will happen is you guys are going to connect at a higher level because you made the connection. You're like, hey, follow this crazy guy. His goal is to turn $1 million into 10 million. Do you think he's going to do it? This could give you guys a lot of talking points and give you measures against your businesses you're looking at. Why you're looking at certain businesses, why certain businesses are failing, why certain businesses are winning. Because I believe there's going to be some losses inside of this formula for me. But I still believe I can turn the $1 million into 10 million. I've done it many times over. And we're about to find out consciously on a side project in public eye how it goes down. And you get to watch literally over my shoulder to watch this in real time. So I'll be doing updates on deals I've done and am doing. I'll be sharing with you losses, good. I'll be sharing everything, the good and the bad of deals. I'll be sharing my software stacks because every business is going to have some sort of stack, right? You're going to have the accounting side. You're going to have VAs. You're going to have all kinds of software programs, potentially, depending what organization it's in. Just kind of everything you need to run a real business, right? Some of them are going to be scrappy. Some of them are going to be built for cash flow. Some are going to be built for massive enterprise value. But again, you got to remember, the objective is to turn $1 million into $10 million in cash and equity in 12 months or less. So when I'm making a decision, I have a plan with what the decision is meant to accomplish. Just like you should be on investing, having a plan. Like, what is your business plan? Meaning, this is, by the way, this is how you decipher deals. If they're deals, talk, conversation, nothing, scrap, next. I was at an event speaking in Miami with one of my buddies, and there's like, a small handful of people in there. And I asked them a simple question, right? Because everyone wants to do real estate and everyone wants crazy returns, whatever that means. It's all relative. But they want like 30% returns, 50% returns. I don't know how to do that consistently as a newbie. I just don't, it's not going to happen straight up on a consistent basis. Once in a while, you can have a pop like that. But I asked them a simple question. And I was like, hey, what is your goal? Because they're like asking me different types of deals. And I'm like, that might be a deal, but what is a deal for you? A deal to you? What does it mean? Right? Maybe you're like, man, if I could just make 8% a year on my money, plus have an opportunity for appreciation, I would look at anything in that category. Right? Here's how much I'm working with. I got $1 million. I want an 8% interest, and I'm looking for, B class plus properties in XYZ marketplace or all of the US or whatever you want, right? You have to have like a plan, because if not, you're going to get opportunity overload, and you're going to always feel like FOMO. You're always going to feel like you're missing out on things that you pass on, or you're going to get overwhelmed and do nothing because you're not sure which one to take because they all are good. So make some rules in your investing criteria so you can actually do more deals and do them quicker, smoother, faster, and bigger. Now, listen, at the end of the day, it's not set in stone. As you get more experienced, you can reset these structures so it becomes more financially beneficial for you. But I would hate for you to sit around thinking about it and talking about it for the next 2 years about doing a deal or buying a business or whatever you're doing and never take massive action and actually do one because you're not sure what to do. So the cool thing about real estate is if I buy a $100,000 house for cash, let's say, and my goal is to get 8% on my money, I only need to net out $8,000 a year, right? Plus I have depreciation. Plus I have potential upside of appreciation. And, that's a good, it's semi-passive. I actively found the deal. I actively had to do the deal. I actively had to make the money to park the money. And there's a little bit of activities with the managers if you're renting it. But at the end of the day, it's a fairly simple investment. If I pay retail $100,000, not say you should do that, but if I did, what's cool about real estate, worst case scenario, it's worth something. Like maybe it's only worth $80,000 because you fucked it up and now it's worth $80,000. Okay, well, I put 100, it's worth 80, I lose 20. Not the end of the world because I did a deal. Now I know what I like, what I don't like, and what I can do different. And again, that's if you're paying retail. For some odd reason, us humans love to put emotional baggage with real estate. We're very emotional about real estate. We think there's some secret thing with real estate. It's like, why would they sell it for $100,000 if it's worth $150,000? Because maybe they don't know what it's worth. Maybe you're worried about the money and they're worried about the problem. Maybe you just don't. There's a million different reasons why. But at the end of the day, is if you got to understand what the property's worth, you got to understand what your investment formula is that serves you. What a deal to you could be not a deal to me, and what a deal to me could not be a deal to you possibly. You got to understand the play of the opportunity, and that takes you getting to work, right? So you got to start identifying a formula so you know when you get all these things coming into your pipeline or your inbox, if you will, you can say no faster and yes even quicker. And just say next, yes, next, dig deeper, yes, next, yes. That's what goes on in my life every day. As I was driving back from Miami with my boy Austin, which I'm going to have on the podcast here one day, I got 3 texts in a 45-minute timeline from Miami to back to Parkland, and all 3 deals. The resource that referred me some deals. These are real estate investments, very short-term, very fast deals. One's for $2 million, one's for $50,000, and one's for $150,000. So 2 million, 2.2 million, give or take, within 45 minutes. And those deals are going to make me a decent amount of money. You should be on the newsletter because I'm going to talk about them because they're very short-term deals that make more money than you probably could ever fucking imagine. And the risk is very low. There's always risk in everything, but these types of deals, it's called earnest money deposits or same-day funding, or, there are a lot of names for the same shit. But in essence, it's just a quick one-day fund. They need the funding quickly. They need to show it closed out with cash, and then they send me back a pretty large percentage for doing so. And inside the newsletter, you're going to read about it, and you're like, why the hell would they pay that kind of return? And that's why you need to be on the newsletter, because if you don't understand why they would pay that kind of return, or why they should, sometimes, by the way, they should not do it forever. It depends on where they're at in their journey of the cycle. It depends on what is going on. But, I'll give you a quick insight. It's not about the cost of the money. It's about the accessibility of the money. See, when you're doing big deal flow, a lot of times the problem is you're not raising money fast enough to be able to close deals out, right? Yeah, like things get messed up, 11th hour. But if you don't close that $2 million deal today, it goes away. Your $500K goes hard, meaning that you don't get your money back, your $500K down payment, escrow money. So like they would use my money to bridge that moment to be able to save the deal and make money. So when you see the kind of returns I get in 48 hours or even 24 hours, you're going to be like, there's no fucking way. This can't be real. But rest assured, everything I share in that newsletter is 100% real. And everything going on that I'm sharing in that newsletter is happening every day, all around the country, all around the world for that matter. So it's just understanding there's different levels of the game. While you guys are bitching and moaning, complaining about paying 6.5% a year APY on a loan, or even 7.5%, oh my God, it's so bad. You got to understand, when I was building one of the largest turnkey real estate companies in the game, we're borrowing at 16, 18, 24% a year because we had speed of money, meaning that I forged great relationships with people that had access to cash. And I could literally text them saying, hey, Dan, I need, $250, send over ASAP, 1.5% a month, X, Y, and Z. I need it for 6 months, done. And they would we'd send over paperwork. They'd send a wire to the title, and we'd close the deal and we'd move on. Everyone got paid. They made their money. I made the money, and we closed the deal. Everyone was happy. And that's how real business works. As you get bigger, I don't care who it is, what company you think, they're all borrowing money at insane rates because that's how business works. Accessibility. So my goal is inside the newsletter is to teach you this mindset that took me 28 years to learn. I've been learning. I'm still learning. And I'll be sharing like real insightful stuff that I wish I knew. This stuff, by the way, if you know of another newsletter that exists like this, please let me know. Please let me know, because I've never seen it. And I've been around the game and I'm in all the circles. I don't think most people do deal volume like I do. And number two, I think most people talk about it, but very few people actually do it. And I just want to share real shit because, like I said earlier, my thinking is I'm going to bring so much value to you that ultimately maybe a very small percentage of the 250,000 followers inside that newsletter, a very small percentage I'll do deals with, and we'll make a lot of money together because I'm just going to value, more value. There's no ask. I don't need anything from you. I'm sharing with you, but you're going to see the scope of, how many verticals I'm in, what verticals we're doing, why we're doing them. And we will literally change the way business is done, because I believe you're going to have an accelerated version of growth through the knowledge that will be shared inside this newsletter. I'm making this this, by the way, this is what I'm massively obsessed with. Every conversation I'm having, I'm thinking about what I'm writing in this newsletter. Every single conversation. People are throwing deal flow at me. I have one that we're going to write. It's already pre-written because it just happened. Or I have the notes on it anyways. It's not 100% written, but I literally am sitting at a cigar bar in Boca Raton with two guys at the top of their field. And we literally sort of put a business together that it will be done, I'm guessing, in the next 90 days or less. And that one business alone that anybody and everybody could do if they had the specialized knowledge my two guys have, and they have the specialized knowledge that I have on marketing and understanding what they're looking for, that one business alone could be worth $10 million in the first year, minimum. Now, listen, it also could be worth zero. But I do believe the information I'm going to share, why I would partner, what the partners look like, why would they partner with me, and most importantly, why would I partner with them? And we start talking about that, because you listening to my voice, you reading the newsletter, you're going to read it one day, one moment, could be the first one, could be the 100th one. I'm going to keep writing these things until I'm sick of writing them, which I love writing about deals. I love talking about the deals we're working on. I love sharing how real fucking deal making works, right? It's not always pretty. It's not always easy. This morning, actually, I put together a hell of a deal out of the country, because a lot of you are still doing deals in local in your little markets, thinking you're big dogging it up. And then you step outside of the county and then you're like, fuck, I'm big dog. I'm King Kong. Again, I'm not knocking you. I'm just calling a fact a fact. And then all of a sudden you're like, hey man, I think I'm gonna step over the state line. Now you do another deal over there. Now you're really the big dog, because most of the people you're running with or walking with or hanging out on the porch with, they barely have a local home business. And then all of a sudden you got multiple states, and then all of a sudden you got a country. Like, these are things that you guys, I've never seen this. That's why I'm sharing this with you. And I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to punch you in the face with reality. I'm trying to share with you how this stuff is built. All this stuff takes work. All this stuff takes conversations. All this stuff takes different thinking, different steps, different players, different you. Yes, you listening. It's going to require a different you. Are you willing to become different? And I'm not saying different in a bad way. It's just you have to elevate your thinking, elevate your circle, elevate your thoughts. As you know, I talked about this in Magician vs. Mule and Me Economy and all my books, but thought auditing. If you look at a business and you don't know how to turn it to make it better, I would ask why. Every business could be better. Every business you go to, you could learn something for your business. I'm not saying that in Antigua with that big private island. Just literally, I get on the boat, I'm learning something about my business, how to make it better. I get off the boat, they know my kids' names, they know our names, they know everything about us because they did the research. I could learn that about my business. I could get better at going deeper with our relationship capital with our clients. Make them feel comfortable, make them feel warmed and welcomed and knowledgeable. Know what they drink, know what they eat, know what they enjoy. These are things that we can learn. I don't care if you go to your local Don Tequila Mexican restaurant. You can learn something about how to make that business better, how to make it more efficient, how to add stuff inside your business based off of what they do, how they make you feel. Do they make you feel warm and welcomed? Is it fun? Is it good? Is it entertaining? Oftentimes, the food's not the best, but the people are the best. So I keep going back for the people, not just for the food, but for the people. So customer justification. Are you adding experiences inside of your products, your services? How are you making customers feel? Do you even think like that? If not, why? Because you need to. You need to. You need to be seeing all the great things, the great opportunities around you. I want you to stop focusing on short form content, micro clips. Stop fucking around on your phone, watching what other people are doing. Please, for the sake of God, do it for yourself and your family. I want you to start paying attention of FaceTime in those computers, in those cell phones. I want you to become more aware, more conscious of what you're consuming, right? Is it short clips? Because the problem is in short clips, it's out of context. It doesn't give you any real context. It's like, man, that sucks. Yeah. Oh, man, that's amazing. Wow, that's easy. Wow, I want to do that. I want to be rich. I want to be rich. I want to be rich. I want to, like, dude, this guy's been doing it for 28 years. It's hard. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes persistence, right? But when you see this stuff, you start consuming, you start molding, you're changing your brain, thinking it is easy. It's quick. And my fear, genuinely, my fear is this. You're watching that, thinking you're doing something wrong when everything you're doing is right. It's just time has not caught up to your efforts. Like it's not 3-day abs. It's like 3 months to get on a plan, stick to it tightly. And over the next 90 days, you got to work your ass off to shed a couple pounds, start feeling better, start building your confidence back up, start executing the plan even tighter, start dialing it in even better, start figuring out where you're weak, figure out where you're strong, start editing. But if you keep watching all these people, you're like, dude, it's not working. It's not working. It's not working. The truth is, a lot of people I help, everyone I help, it's working. It's just time has to catch up. Be patient. Delayed gratification. Your efforts are very important. Are you time auditing as well? If I asked you to take your last 7 days of your calendar and I said, grab a red marker, grab a green marker, and grab a yellow marker. And I asked you to print this off. By the way, we're doing this in Marco Island with my group, the DM Family and DM Alliance, because it's a very important task for everyone to do. You should do this at least once a quarter, minimum. The green stuff on your calendar, you love doing. The red stuff on the calendar, you absolutely fucking hate doing. The yellow stuff, it's just stuff you got to do, like brush your teeth, take a shower, do certain things you don't want to do, but you got to, right? It is what it is. I want you to really time audit that and look at that and understand like what your calendar, how it even looks. I hope you have a calendar, by the way. I hope you're documenting kind of what you do every day. Right? Because don't be the guy or the gal. It's like, it ain't fucking working. It's like, cool, dude. Show me your calendar. What books did you read? How much time did you spend reading? How many conversations did you have with sellers? How many conversations did you have with wholesalers? How many conversations did you have with suppliers? How many conversations do you have with clients? How many conversations do you have with the prospects? How many conversations do you have with your team? By the way, in April, I can't wait to share with you, but in April, how much time did you spend with your accountant? How much time did you spend with your tax advisor? How much time did you spend with your fiduciary? How much time, blah, 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 blah. And I already know the answer. Well, not that much. Well, no, fuck. That's why you're spending, that's why you're giving Uncle Sam 40% of your money, homie. That's why. So if you want to solve the problem, it's real easy. You know how? We invest time with the right people to help us preserve our capital, to be smarter. So when you start looking at all the red, because there's probably one or two greens and maybe three yellows and the rest is red, we start looking at this stuff and we start analyzing how you find the who to do the how. Maybe you don't even need to do it. But I guarantee you, every single person listening to my voice, most of you, actually all of you, including me, is inefficient in some spaces, very efficient in others. Some are avoiding like the plague and love certain things. Like they fire up when certain things happen throughout the day. And we need to find that spark. We need to find that through visibility. And that's not on a calendar. Just pull out your calendar, print off your last 7 days. Don't try to edit anything. Print it off, your last 7 days. And when you do that, you see how much you're not doing. But yet you're sitting there fucking expecting all these amazing results. How? They don't just magically show up. Well, man, I need to raise money for my business or my real estate business. Okay, cool. Show me in your calendar how many people you talk to about raising money. Well, man, you don't understand. I don't fucking need to understand. You need to do the work to get the results. That's what I know. I don't need to understand that. I know that. So what it does is it strips the emotion away. Because we're all emotional creatures. I do the same shit. We all do this, by the way. Some are conscious and some are unconscious about it, right? But what's always funny is some of you, which is wild to me, you aren't happy unless you're miserable. Let me say it again. You are not happy unless you're miserable. That's for a lot of people that listen. You love to be miserable. It's how you operate. It's kind of like, the individual always dates the wrong person. They always do it. It's a cycle. They already know it's the wrong person because their whole family members tell them like, dude, this is a fucking loser. But yet you do it. And then 3 years later, 3 weeks, 3 months, whatever, you're like, man, I should have listened to you. Guess what happens next? You do it again and again and again. Well, people are doing this in business. People are doing this in life every day. But that's why you're here, because you're here to learn. You're here to get better. You're here to be the one for your family to change the trajectory of your life financially, emotionally, mentally. Step fucking up and become that person. And that person has to have scorecard actions. Print off the last 7 days. Check. Is it serving you or hurting you? Make decisions fast, bold, quick. And by the way, you do all this shit, you ain't gonna have time to sit there and TikTok around and dick around inside of Instagram on what everyone else is doing. Truthfully, you're not. You won't have time. Why? Because you're actually building your life. You're doing the work that needs to happen to get the results you want. You know it, and I know it. And that's what's beautiful about this. It's data, not drama. It's never been easier. I could go to my Google Calendar, print the last 7 days off. Boom. What's up? Show me what you did. Show me what you did. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you don't want. And we'll revisit this in 6 months, 12 months. Guess what? If you're doing the right work, what you want will show up. If you're not doing the right work, guess what will happen? You lost a year of your life fucking around. And that's a no-no. Because, my friend, we only have one shot, one life. Your ticket might get punched today. Your ticket might get punched. You might still be alive, but you mentally might be gone 3 years from now. Who knows? But I do know this. I will make 100% honest effort every single day. It won't always be perfect. It will not always be right. I'm not 100%, nor is nobody 100%. But I can tell you, I'm trying to be better every day, 1% better. How do I add more to my calendar that makes sense? By the way, when I say add to your calendar, you better have a fucking date with your spouse. You better have time with your family. You better have time for yourself. You better have time for the gym. You better have time for what you're doing right now, listening to my voice, because I still listen to podcast shows and I do it on my walks. True story. Every fucking morning, I'm up. I take the walk. I call my mom and dad for the first 8 to 10 minutes. After the 8 to 10 minutes, I talk to them. Then I turn on the podcast show and then I go run for 3 to 4 miles. Run and walk. Right? I'm just not built for running 4 miles direct. But I'll run in that mile and a half or so, 2 miles, and then I'll walk a half mile and then I'll run the rest. But I can tell you this. I have a structure. I'm learning. I'm knowledging up. I'm getting laser focused. And I'm not just listening to bullshit conversations. I'm listening to stuff that I'm trying to build, trying to grow. Right? I'm not listening to like Sports Center and all that shit. I'm listening what can do. I'm looking to be better. I'm not trying to gain knowledge on some other human being that I don't fucking care about. Cool, he's a good quarterback. I don't care. Watch him on Sundays. I'm learning. I'm working. I'm growing. I'm driving. I'm building, baby. And that's what I want for you. I want you to have the best life that anyone could ever imagine for you. Your life. I don't want you to be me. I don't want you to be anybody but the best you can be. And that's how you get confidence. That's how you get this going. And that's why I truly believe this newsletter, markevansdm.com/10 million, is going to change a lot of people's lives. Behind the scenes, I'm investing $1 million to build the newsletter. I need your help. I want to build it as big as humanly possible, but my first goal is 250,000 subscribers. I'm adding hundreds of people a day. It will be in the thousands a day very soon. You're going to see me doing a lot of podcast shows with other people to tap into their audience. You're going to see me sharing with you more so you can go tap into your audience and start sharing the show, sharing the newsletter. Please share the newsletter. I don't ask for much. I'm just asking if you have a Facebook group, share it. Hey, this guy's fucking crazy. Check it out. Can he make it or not? Right? Share it in your private Facebook group. Share it on your personal wall. Share it on your Instagram. Wherever you need to share it, please share it. Because I want to help more people. And if you can connect those two dots, you and I are building relationship capital. You're building relationship capital with me, as well as you're building relationship capital with the people you're going to impact by the information I'm going to share. And I will promise you this, I will protect this, and I will grow this, and I will give real information to make you and them a better human being in business. I guarantee it. You're going to see thinking process, deal process, how much I paid, what it works, what's working, what's not, revenue. Like, you're going to see it all. And I'm excited for it. So if you're not in the DM family or the DM Alliance, and it's something that does interest you, you could always message me, like I said, on Instagram at MarkEvansDM. Just shoot podcast/DMA. The Dealmaker Alliance is $1,000 a month. The DM family is not for everybody. It's a very small exclusive group. It's $50,000 a year. That's where the pricing is at today. The numbers could change next time, tomorrow. Who knows? But I'm just telling you, like, this is a group of killers. It's only for people that want to win. It is not for lazy. It is not for the weak. It is for bold, hardworking entrepreneurs that know they are the ones changing their financial future for their family. They are the one. And it's only for that. The one. And if you're the one, or you think you're the one, it's a 100% refundable deposit. You can go on my website and see about the DM Alliance. It's at markevansdm.com. But you can read about it. Listen to testimonials. We have so many amazing stories, so many cool people in there. It's insane. Whatever problem you have, I swear on my life, I 100% believe it can be solved inside of the DM family or DM Alliance. Anything. If I have issues, I go there, ask them for help. Boom, solutions. Where are you hanging out? And what's cool about it is very diverse. It's not just one vertical. It's not just like real estate investors or whatever. It's a bunch of different types of business owners from all levels. So you get a smorgasbord of opportunity and understanding of people that are so diverse. It's not just one strategy, one person, one type of thing. So anyways, I'm rambling here. I'm excited for you. I hope you get on the newsletter. We had, like I said, 1,000 plus easily people message saying podcast / 10 million from last week, but it's at markevansdm.com/10 million. Make sure to get it. Make sure to enjoy it. Make sure to reply back. I'm doing the newsletter myself. I am there. I will listen. I will reply or and I'll take your information. I'll take your feedback. I want to help you. I'm doing the podcast show for free. I'm doing the newsletter for free. If this doesn't show I want to help you, I don't know what the fuck I could do to help you. Honestly, if you don't, just stop listening to me because I can't serve you. It's only once a week. It's not once a day, not twice a day, once a week, high level. This is something you'd want to print off, read it while you drink your coffee with a highlighter, with a pen, and take notes and learn. Stuff it away. You're going to have at least 52 newsletters over the next 52 weeks. And I promise you, it's going to be some of the most impactful, insightful information that you've ever received in real business building by a real entrepreneur. Guys, right now, the world needs us more than ever. We need fucking business owners crushing it, building great leaders, hiring great people, helping people become better every single day through operations. And if you and I don't do it, who's going to do it? So let's get to work. I appreciate you being here. Hope to see you at the next DM Alliance event. Stay tuned. We got something really cool to share with you. And I hope you have an amazing day. So with that, make today count. Peace!
I'm Mark Evans DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. From a small town in Ohio, so I know how it is. Did not come from a lot of money. I remember as a kid, wanted to make 100 racks. Didn't see no one making more than that. Graduated high school with a 1.8. Thought they should've held me back. I hope my principals and teachers are alive just to witness this. I'm my own boss. I'm out here running 2-8-figure businesses. I can walk away from it all and I'll be good, but I've been called to help people just like y'all learn the game. It's time to ball. Everybody chasing the money, but I'm not chasing the money. I'm out here chasing the purpose. Yo, I've been working my whole life. What got us where we at isn't gonna get us where we wanna go. So it's time to push, time to learn, time to grow. I'm Mark Evans DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. I'm Mark Evans here. Deal maker, deal maker, deal maker, deal maker, DM project.
This is the podcastfactory.com.